Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. This is Beth Canals from That's a Spade Copywriting Services, and I am here to bring you your weekly Monday Minute so that you have something to think about moving forward into the week when it comes to your content and how you want to show up. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about this concept of what if the content I write turns people off. And many times people will ask this. They're worried. Am I going to offend somebody? Am I going to insult somebody? Am I going to say something wrong? So I think the first step is you have to give yourself some credit that you are a business person, an entrepreneur, and you know about boundaries and lines and what people will get insulted by. But first of all, people who don't like your content don't necessarily think that it's insulting or bad. It just doesn't connect for them, which means that they don't connect with you and you won't connect with them, right? And we tend to focus so much on what about these people I'm going to turn off instead of what about all the people that I'm going to inspire with what I have to say, the people that are going to connect with it and say, oh, thank God there's somebody who knows what I need. I didn't want to tell anybody what was happening because I was afraid they would tell me I was stupid, crazy, wrong, whatever, but this person gets me. But that person doesn't know that you get them unless you get specific and detailed in your content, right? Now you can do that in a number of ways. You can A, as you know, stop putting general content out there that everybody in your industry is doing. B, you can really start to hone in on keywords and phrases that your type of people might say or might think, right? Or might need to hear. And they might be things that, I wish I had an example off the top of my head, that you worry might be a little too bold for somebody or too direct, but oftentimes people are waiting for that light bulb moment. Right? They're waiting for somebody to say that thing that just blows their minds open. I mean, think about when you hear a quote or a song lyric or you read something and you're like, holy cow, this is totally me, right? And you just zoom right into it. It's like a magnetic attachment. And that's what your content can do with the right clients. So it's definitely this thing that has to do with quality and quantity, right? Do you want to get all the clients? You want all the fish in the sea? Because to catch all the fish in the sea, you need fishing poles in all the water, right? Ponds and oceans and streams and lakes and fresh water and salt water and cold and warm. But can you manage 25 different fishing poles? I mean, you probably could manage them, but you can only master 2 or 3, maybe 4 if you grew up with fishermen in your family, I'm going to say. But you can't possibly give the highest quality and value to 25 fishing poles. You can't. And when that happens, everybody's stuff sounds the same. Your stuff sounds the same. And you can't charge what you should be charging, right? Because when you target in on these fishing poles, right, or on these clients that you know are your people, you have the energy to put more time into it, into the research, into your collaboration with them and your communication with them about ideas that you have. You know, you really want to see this like as a dream that comes to reality. And you put so much more time and effort and commitment in it. And that's value. And that's something people pay for because they hired you for your service. They can't do it themselves, right? They at least need instruction to do it themselves, but chances are they want you to do it. So if you hone in and you focus just on these few fish that you know how to catch, because this is where your best fishing poles are, you're going to catch better fish, right? You're going to catch more fish because you're paying attention and zoning in, and you're going to be able to sell those fish for more money, right? Or make more meals or whatever you want to call it. And it's the same thing with clients. And if you're busy holding on to these clients that you're like, well, what if I turn them off with my content? You're not paying attention to those over here going, that is awesome content. I want more. I want to hear more about you, know, like, trust, more personal stories so I can relate to you as a person, right? When you work for yourself, you are it, you are the business. And people have to connect with you, not just your business name or your concept or the work that you do. They need to connect with you. And the best way to do that is by putting out that type of content on your website, in your blogs, on your social media that is aimed at the people who get you that you are going to get, not the people who are going to get turned off. Let them get turned off, because you know what? That means they belong with someone else. So I'm going to say one more thing. Think about if that was the reverse. Think about if you see Jane down the street who does the same thing you do, but in a very different way, working with a client that's like a dream client for you. And you know they're not the dream client for Jane. But Jane needs a client, so she takes any client, right? And she doesn't want to turn people off. And her content's the same for everybody. And they pay a lower price, right? And you know that's your client. How are you going to feel about Jane taking your client? So when you go out and you work with people who might be turned off by your work, and it's not easy to work with them, and they don't really love working with you, it doesn't go well all around. And then it's a client that somebody else could have served in a better way than you, and you could have been working the client that you could serve better and enjoy and make more money and have them be happy with the outcome. So this is the power of content, of how you attract your people and who you're attracting, and knowing who you really belong working with. So think about that this week. I wanted to share something with you in today's Monday Minute. Last week, I launched a podcast with my friend and colleague, Nancy Medoff, and the name of our podcast is Unmute Yourself. And I hope that you will consider taking a listen to that. Actually, it's Unmute Yourself, the podcast is the full title. There's a few Unmute Yourselves out there. And we're tackling some difficult and tricky topics and opening them up so you can see them from different views and different perspectives, and find ways to handle those topics in your own life. So I hope that you will take a listen when you have a minute. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will not see you next Monday because it will be July 4th. So I hope that you enjoy your 3-day weekend, and I will see you the following Monday after that. Bye.